Good morning, everyone.
Morning, everyone.
All right. Get things organized over here. There we go. How's it going, Nicole?
It's good.
Good. It's a little rainy outside today. I didn't know it was supposed to rain.
Little rainy, little gloomy outside, but we'll take it.
Yeah. Better to have rain than no rain.
Right? Morning, Deborah and
Joni.
Yeah, and
good
Justin. We've got a couple other people tuning in. Morning, everyone. Don't forget to share. We've got some really fun stuff and some really big updates on economic development. Plus, rumor control is back. So I'm really excited.
That. Wow, how'd that go again? Do it one more time for us.
Rumor control. It's really unique because we haven't done it in a few weeks because we had that 1 week that we were off for the drill. And then bonus week kind of threw us off a little bit. But so it's been a little bit since we've done economic development.
Morning, Tanya. How's it going?
Morning, Justin.
All right.
Tanya.
Okay. We ready to get started today?
Let's get started. I'm excited.
Yeah. Oh, let me back up. I'm jumping down there. Here we go.
Skip all our resources.
It's your turn this week for resources, Nicole.
Sweet, yeah. So we go through this every week. Our city website is weatherfordtx.gov. Anything you could want to know from city ordinances to a backlog of live meetings, or the archives from our live meetings, plus our live meetings, our agendas, anything about any department. Plus we've got all the links on how to pay your bills and find out when your services are. We've got our tourism website, which is experienceweatherford.com. That is to list any business in the city limits and any event that happens in our city limits. So if you're wanting to know what's going on around town or you have people coming to visit, check it out. Plus, you can book your room directly through our website and our mobile app, which we'll get to in a minute. We've got our economic development website, and that's mainly for when businesses or companies are looking at coming to Weatherford. We send them there, and it gives them a total rundown of why they should be here, and trust us, they should be here. And then, of course, we have our downtown website, which is heritagesquareweatherford.com. We'll keep that updated as we progress with the Heritage Square project. Of course, you can find us on social media. We are on Nextdoor as an agency, so make sure you're following us so you get updates when there's electrical outages, street projects, water outages, emergency situations. You'll find us on Facebook, which you're already here, hopefully, or you're on our YouTube or our cable channel. So find us on Facebook at Weatherford, Texas. Instagram, we are City of Weatherford. On Twitter, we are City Weatherford. And on YouTube, we are Weatherford. And that's like our backlog for all of our videos.
All right, and then of course to go along with that, we have the My Weatherford app. This is a cool free app that's available on Google Play and the App Store. And basically, you can pay your bill. You can actually look up our mapping system to look up school district zones, things of that nature, water lines, electrical, all those things. You can also submit service requests via the 311 system. So if there's a down power line or a down limb on the trail, pothole, take a picture of that, submit it. We typically respond to those within the same day or a couple of days. So it's a really good platform that you can use. And it's free. We love free, don't we, Nicole?
Yes, we do. Absolutely. So then, of course, you can check out Experience Weatherford, which is the mobile app I referenced a second ago on our resources page. It is the one-stop shop for all things events and shopping and stay in Weatherford. You can actually check rates from our bed and breakfast in the area and the hotels, and you can book directly while you're in the mobile app, which is a really cool feature. It's a free app, so if you live here, download it. If you're listening from somewhere else, download it so when you're ready, when you come visit. If you have family coming into town, have them download it. There's so many things you can do, from booking an itinerary, checking out local places to eat, all that fun stuff. So you guys should all download Experience Weatherford.
And good morning to you as well, Tim. Glad to have you. All right, and this week I'm going to let Nicole.
Hey.
So we'll let you talk about this, Nicole.
So we like to give a shout out to all of our departments, and this week is Municipal Court Week. So if you think it was 3 weeks ago, we had utility billing or customer service week. So we kind of gave a shout out to utility billing and all of our ladies that handle customer service across the city. And at that time, we found out when Municipal Court Week is. So shout out to these wonderful groups of people. And then there's 2 separate pictures. So if you haven't been in court, that means you haven't gotten tickets in town. Shout out to you. We have 2 judges that work here for all of our court needs in the city. And so we did 2 separate group pictures. And then we could also get Johnny in the picture. So figured we'd share a little love on them. They do a lot for the city, and I don't think that they get enough love. So happy week. We're really excited to celebrate them all week.
They're awesome. I enjoy working with each and every one of them. And shout out to Brian. I always have a good time with Brian if he's watching. So he has fun over there. Fingers crossed he's watching. And then, of course, Tiffany, she's fun to work with as well. And then, both the judges.
Gianna and Christina and both judges. So Marie and Tim.
So shout out.
Hey.
All right. So filming.
I'm excited about this.
I know. So what day was it? Thursday of last week?
It was Wednesday.
So
it was the day before Halloween.
Okay, so Wednesday, Nicole and I had the opportunity to go up to the Pythian home, which is a great facility if you haven't been there. They actually have a meeting space or a meeting room that you can book and rent out. So contact them. In fact, it's that room that you see on the screen where the chairs are sitting. I'm pointing at my other monitor. Maybe I need to do like that. The 2 chairs right there. So 12 Mighty Orphans is the name of the film. We've known about this for a while, that they were going to come film here. However, at the time, I don't think we realized the amount of actors and actresses that they were having in this film. But we have some pictures, and the reason we're showing it this week is because it really is filming, and we are a Texas film-friendly community as well. So that allows us to attract producers and directors more often to the area. And so this is one of the first big films that we've landed. And I'll give a shout out to Deborah Wakeland. She worked a lot on this as well to make it happen and work with them. But it is an economic development driver to our community because they bring in hundreds of staff, makeup artists. We got to meet the costume coordinator, basically, all kinds of individuals. And if you've driven by the Pythian home on Bankhead lately, you probably noticed a lot of cars. Filming has concluded here in Weatherford. They are now filming at a different location, but we did get the opportunity to go by. And, Nicole, I don't know how you felt, but they were very welcoming to us, and
so welcoming, so down to earth. It was awesome.
Yeah, Lane Garrison, who wrote the script. There's a book, but Lane wrote the script along with Ty. I can't remember his last name. Do you remember his last name, Nicole?
No, I'm awful.
We remember Lane because Lane was there. Like, he was awesome, showing us around, and we had a good time. So we're going to share some photos here and talk about who's going to be in the film that was shot right here in Weatherford.
It wasn't Ty. It was Jim Dent wrote the novel, and then
yes,
Lane and Ty Roberts. You were right. It is Ty Roberts.
Ty Roberts, and then Lane Garrison was also a scriptwriter. So when we showed up, we have to build this up, Nicole, because it was exciting. So
I was so excited, and I'm glad I strategically made it like a slow reveal on the next 2 slides because I'm that excited about this project.
So it was one night I'd seen something the Pythian home had posted on Facebook, and I texted Nicole and I said, let's get on set. Let's go talk to the producers and let's make it happen. And so Nicole really, like, she got in the driver's seat and like made it happen. So kudos to Nicole. Deborah Wakeland too. She helped us get connected with appropriate contacts. But so we show up and you text.
I was actually talking to Houston, who is one of the producers, and shout out to Houston if you're watching. No guarantees that he is, but he might be.
Yeah. You never know. So anyway, so she texts Houston, and he's like, we're filming right now. I'll let you in the door in a second. So we wait about 2 minutes. He comes out, we go in, and Luke Wilson was actually filming a scene when we showed up. So that was kind of cool. We get rushed upstairs to watch the filming on a monitor, which was like, never have experienced that myself. And so we watched the filming and we talk about the different actors that are in the movie. And so
I have their names there. Luke Wilson.
Martin Sheen.
Well, wait! Don't give it away because we've got. You have to keep clicking next one at a time. I thought we'd do a slow reveal.
Okay.
So like Luke Wilson. We've already got up there.
Martin Sheen. So like they stopped filming at lunchtime because they were having lunch, and so we go out to the tent where they're having lunch, and Nicole's like, "Hey, there's Martin Sheen," and so I was like, "Oh wow, that's crazy! It's a different day at work today. There's Martin Sheen." And then afterwards, after we left, right, Nicole?
Yeah.
Like we're walking back to the Pythian home, and like around the corner pops out Martin Sheen, and we're like, "Oh, hey!" And we got to meet him. It was really cool. All this is happening in Weatherford, and so big things are happening here, and we're so excited to tell you all about this going on because, like, who would have thought a big film would be filmed right here in Weatherford, right?
Yeah, well, and the thing is I heard like it felt like someone was following us, so I turned around and like as he was like advancing up to come introduce himself, I realized who it was, and I couldn't even like reach over and like tap you because he picked up speed when I turned around. Like he was like expecting me to turn and say something to you, so he picked up speed to come introduce himself. It was really cool.
It was really cool, and I'm kind of oblivious when I'm at things like that. And Nicole's like, "Oh my gosh, Blake, look!" And I'm like, "What?"
Well, Blake was like, "Where?" Like when I was like, "Oh, there's Martin Sheen." Like I was a little chill about it because we're in a tent full of actors and crew and stuff. Yeah. Like, "Oh, hey, there's Martin Sheen," and then Blake's like, "Where?" And I was like, "I'm not gonna point in the tent. Like, be chill. Just follow my eyesight to where he's at."
It's cool. All right. Oh wait. Robert Duvall Robert Duvall was not there. He will be filming.
He's on the other locations.
Yeah, so he'll be in the movie. We also have
that's Lane Garrison.
That's Lane Garrison right there. That gentleman in the bow tie, fantastic. It's funny because I didn't recognize it because that's not what he was wearing that day. He was wearing
he had a hat on.
Yeah, he had a hat on.
It was the picture that when he took his hat off when we were talking and videoing and taking pictures with him, it was the picture I could find on Google, like in the first page that looked most like him. So
Lane walked us around. He was fantastic. And then we have I just remember him as
Wayne Knight. I had to look up his Knight because everyone just kept saying his name from when he was on Seinfeld, and I was like, we're gonna give him his actual name.
Yeah. So I think he filmed in Weatherford. I'm not sure. I think he might have been there, but we did not see him.
We didn't actually see him, no. But we also didn't see Rooster McConaughey.
We didn't, and that is Matthew McConaughey's brother. He's in the film along with Vanessa Shaw, and you actually semi met her. You caught her from falling, I think you said.
Yeah. Well, it was more like a trip, but yeah.
Yeah. So I honestly, again, Blake and I don't know, in La La Land. I was like, oh, cool. I don't know who that is, and then later find out she was the girl that played in Hocus Pocus, and here it is Halloween. I was like, wow, that's really small world.
Day before Halloween.
But I don't know what's on the next slide. These are cool to have these actors, but I was most excited.
I put the real who's who, not to down on any of the people we just listed, because those 7 people are amazing. But I put the real who's who on the next slide.
And we did get video and interviews. We interviewed Lane, of course, but these guys right here, Preston,
Porter,
and Woodrow.
Know those names. I say their last names because they're gonna be big. They were so sweet. We actually got to do their first ever media interview.
Yeah, it was great.
Which was amazing. I loved it.
Preston's from Weatherford, and then Woodrow, he's from Santo, right down the road. So local guys, local actors. In fact, this was their first acting gig. Like they were telling us how they auditioned and got the parts. And it's funny because in the same tent where Martin Sheen was, Woodrow walked by. I actually knew Woodrow, from running into him, and we both recognized each other. And I was like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "What are you doing here?" And so it was like really weird. And we're bringing this up because like it's cool to see like a big name movie being filmed in Weatherford with big name actors, but then they casted actual Weatherford residents, and these young men having this opportunity is just like awesome.
So we got a lot of questions actually that week that we went to film. We got a lot of messages, I should say, not just questions, about the filming. People started to realize what it was towards the end. We don't really advertise when they're in town or coming into town because as much as nice as it would be if everyone could meet we don't want to impede it. It makes us a lot less film friendly, which we're film friendly.
Yeah.
We do want to let you guys know that we Film Texas, so Deborah Wakeland, we are, the chamber is, there's plenty of departments. I know that they worked with fire and police a lot. A lot of departments are working to bring stuff into town.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They had spent $1 million, I think is the number that they gave us, and that was before they had finished.
By the time you factor in them booking, they stay at local hotels here in Weatherford. These actors on screen right here that are from Weatherford stayed in a hotel. The crew and cast stayed in a hotel. So they bring a lot of dollars to our community, and we really appreciate them. And the cool thing was, I think her name was Renelle. Is that right, Nicole? Renelle? She was fantastic. She gave us a tour of all of the set. It was amazing. And she was talking about a local business, and I'm gonna mention it. It was the popcorn corner in down. The popcorn in downtown on the south west quadrant. And she was talking about how great that was, and that a lot of the crew had been there shopping and enjoying the items that they sell there. So it was really cool, and it was a humbling experience to be welcomed with open arms, Nicole and I. And so we hope to see more movies being filmed in Weatherford. In fact, Lane, who scripted the movie, he was telling his other friends who make movies to come to Weatherford. So there could be more. We'll see.
Well, and the fun thing is even though the popcorn corner got shout out, she was telling us about all these other businesses too that she just said that every single store they went into, whether it was downtown or off the interstate, north side of town, everywhere they went for food, for gas, everything, everyone was so welcoming and so sweet. And whether they knew that it was movie crew or not,
we lost you, Nicole.
Whether they were movie crew or not, they were so sweet.
We lost Nicole. I don't know.
It might be on your end. Someone else let me know.
Her. So I'm going to keep the show going. I don't think she knows that she's not on camera anymore. So she was talking about businesses that they had gone to while they were here filming. And so the popcorn corner that they went to a lot. And then that we had a chance to tour some of the sets. And so I asked, where did you get the blankets that were in some of the scenes and stuff? Because there was beds in this one room, because it's meant to simulate a dorm room type thing. And they said they bought some of the items at local antique stores here in Weatherford. So some of the things that if you're a merchant, you may have sold them some of the stuff that's in the movie, which is really, really cool. All right. So y'all can still hear and see Nicole. I can't see Nicole or hear her.
Yeah.
I think I'm talking over Nicole. Let me pour back in.
So, fun fact, guys, Blake kicked me off the show because it was definitely on his end. Everyone else was saying they could still hear me. Plug your headphones back in. You unplugged them. It's going to create an echo. So, so Kathy, it is actually the 12 Mighty Orphans, and I believe that's the exact same name as the book. Don't quote me on it, but it might be.
There we go.
Debbie and everyone else for helping, saying that they could still hear me.
All right, you're back. That was weird. You were talking and
you kicked me out of the show. Our backside system said
I know,
but they can still hear me. That's weird.
Okay, that was weird. Okay.
Yeah, Kathy, it's 12 Mighty Orphans.
Perfect. I'm catching up with the comments.
And I also want to say hi to Madison, Shalene, Crystal, Austin, Julio, Shandon, Jonathan. We've got a lot of people watching today, which is kind of cool because we got to talk about these 2 local celebrities.
Yeah, so if you see these 2 guys, get their autograph. All right. Oh, here you go, Nicole.
Rumor control. No IKEA at this time. So this is the point in the show, since it is our first one, that I give you guys the whole spiel. If there is a business you want to see come to town, the best thing you can do is reach out to their corporate headquarters, or if they're a smaller business, reach out to the owners of like the mom and pop first location. We can talk to them from economic development, but the best thing that will bring businesses to town is them hearing that there is actually a want and a need and that people will utilize their service or shop in their store. So no IKEA at this time, hopefully one day, but not right now.
And then Weatherford College had their Safe Halloween in conjunction with our police department. So you can see the mascots there on your screen that were at the event. Did you dress up for Halloween, Nicole?
You know what? I did. I was dressed up. So all of the girls, I should have thrown the pictures in there. I didn't even think of it. All of the girls in utility billing dressed up as Barbies, different Barbies. So we had Winter Barbie. We had one that was dressed up like one of our guys in electric. Shout out to Mike for lending part of his uniform. And then we had all these different types of Barbies. So I dressed up like kickboxing Barbie. I actually did wear it to the Safe Halloween, but it was so cold at that point that I had my jacket on. So I really just looked like I was wearing leggings and boots. But it was really fun. It was great. And it was nice that PD kind of took over. So our police department kind of took over Safe Halloween for the entire city. And then they always ask for volunteers. So shout out to the 4 employees that we had volunteer. And then all of their junior PD, junior Air Force or Air, I'm going to jack it up, so I'm not going to ruin it. But all of the junior, all of the junior groups that work with our department to train and pursue that as a future career or pursue the military in the future, because they did such a great job. And I mean, I left at like 7:20, 7:25 because I couldn't feel my fingers and toes, and they were going to be there until 9, and it was busy until 9.
Yeah.
So, I mean, shout out to them. And of course, McGruff was there. So he's always a crowd favorite. Fire did great handing out candy. PD did great interacting with everyone and keeping everyone safe. It was just a really cool, packed event. The entire time I was there, it was packed.
And now we're focused on Thanksgiving. I like the months are flying by. Like I feel like it was just July, like we were doing Spark in the Park, and now we're gearing up for Thanksgiving. But I enjoy the food. The food's always a winner, in my opinion. I think
absolutely.
All right, rumor control. Wait, you do it, Nicole. You're way better at it.
You do it. You got this.
Okay, you ready?
You got this.
Rumor control. Did I get it?
You got this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
No Chewies. Sorry. No Chewies at this time. Well, there might be a Chewies coming. I don't know.
If you guys reach out, you might be able to work a little magic for us.
We need a jingle when it's rumor control, I feel like. We
should work on like a sound effect.
Yeah.
We could.
New challenge.
Okay. I can make things happen.
All right. So economic development, we talk about this every episode when we talk about economic development. And we try to point out the primary and the secondary trade areas that we have identified here in Weatherford. Our primary trade area, here, let me bring the screen up for you so you can see it better. There you go. Our primary trade area includes 190,000 people total. Those individuals shop 3 to 5 times per week, or individuals from that population or that zone. Our secondary trade area is 360,000 total population. That zone shops 1 to 2 times a week or a couple of times per month here in Weatherford. And this is Zone 1, our primary trade area. And as you can tell, it touches Loop 820 over in Fort Worth to the east, and out to the west is Lone Camp, Santo area. It goes north and south, pretty far north up to Poolville, as far south as Granbury. And then that secondary trade area includes a larger area. It goes a little bit inside Loop 820 over in Fort Worth, and then it goes really far west out towards Cisco, down to Stephenville, and all the way. It cuts off on your screen, but it goes all the way up to ground. So we know that people from those zone or from that area is shopping here in Weatherford. So that's a lot of additional revenue coming from things like sales tax that our residents aren't having to pay, because we have people coming here to participate in commerce and shop local. Shop local here in Weatherford is really key to keeping monies here in Weatherford to further our community in the right direction. So when you're shopping this holiday season, remember to shop local. And the Chamber of Commerce does a whole campaign with Tammy Gazzola leading the charge over there at the Chamber of Commerce about shopping locally and why it's important to shop local.
They actually have their Shop Local event Friday.
Right.
So if you want to get started on your holiday shopping,
it's time to start.
Oh.
Rumor
control. No AMC at this time, but we do have Film Alley, so check out Film
Yeah,
Alley.
we don't. The AMCs are cool, but we got a Film Alley. What are you talking
There's
about?
bowling. There's arcade games with virtual
Yeah.
reality. There's food. There's movies. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I went to Film Alley 2 weeks ago, and I watched that new Addams Family movie. Pretty good.
I went
okay.
and saw with my sisters for my sister's birthday. We went and saw the new Maleficent.
Oh, is it good?
It was pretty good.
Okay. Don't. Oh wait, we can't.
We're not endorsing it though, but you guys go to movies and shop local and go eat somewhere in town and shop local.
All right, planning and zoning, Nicole. I'll let you take over on this.
Sweet. So love it. So we've got some big planning and zoning updates on the next slide, but this one, Victron Convenience Store, their certificate, their cup is approved and they're waiting on construction to begin. And then Blue Beacon also has that approved, and the plans are still being reviewed from last I heard. It might be a little bit further along, but building and permits, check it out. Our list has grown exponentially. So Beef Masters had their permits issued in early May, and that's going to be at 501 North Main Street. And they are progressing with all of their inspections. Blue Stripe Oil and Lube, which will be at 1515 South Main Street. They had their permit application was submitted and is in the review process. Cutting Horse Self-Storage, which we used to talk about for a little bit. It's kind of back on the radar again. It'll be at 1648 North Rick Williamson Highway. They received their certificate of occupancy on October 10th, so that's really exciting for them. Grand Adventureland over behind Home Depot, it was approved and the project is progressing. We issued their permits back in the first week in May, and they're still progressing with their inspections. Then over at Hampton Inn and Suites, which is a new build, not an update or a revision or whatever. They are at 864. Oh, I just almost switched that. 864 East I-20. Their permit was issued and they has been submitted and they are in the review process there. HTO, which is where old Wild Bears used to be. The old building was demolished. They had their permit issued on September 6th. They put up their fence and began construction a few weeks ago and are still progressing with some of those initial inspections. Martin Drive Medical Center at 1713 Martin Drive has had their permits issued. Then Specs, which is brand new to our list. So Specs Liquor Store applied for a new commercial building permit as of November 1st. It is still in the review process.
I have to cut you off there. That's a pretty big one, Specs. Like
it is. I'm excited. We're always excited to see new businesses come in.
I just now heard that. That's new to me. I didn't even know.
I heard about it a while back, but they didn't have all their paperwork and things ready to go. But they did. They did apply for their permit, and if it is approved, it'll be located at 106 Cleburne Avenue.
Okay. Well, that goes to show you that we don't know. Like this is the first time I've seen the slide for the show today because Nicole puts this together. So we don't know everything, so that's news to me. I didn't know we were getting specs. So there you go.
I mean, it's one of those that it was rumor for a while. Then we kind of heard that they were looking at the city. So fun fact, if they're not on rumor control, it doesn't mean that it is not a rumor or that it is happening. But if they're in the process of looking at the city, we don't really want to be like, hey, look who's not coming here. We don't want to
call them out.
We try to be a little bit selective with it. And then of course we have our handful of, someone earlier asked about Buc-ee's. We have our handful of ones that we legitimately for 5 or 6 months. Buc-ee's was 6 months, In-N-Out was 5 months straight, every single week. This is a rumor. This is a rumor. So I'm not gonna. We'll bring some of them back into rotation, but we talked about them for 6 months. You can go back and look at our shows. So we kind of try to rotate, but specs went from being a possible rumor into being they actually put all their permit stuff in.
Yeah,
so I'm kind of excited.
Y'all must have been calling. All right, here you go. Back to yours.
The Wash House, which will be on Santa Fe Drive near the First National Bank location, they received their certificate of occupancy on October 21st. So we're really excited to see that come in. And of course, West Fork at Weatherford, which is an assisted living, will be at 980 Hilltop Drive. They received their certificate of occupancy on October 8th. And then we always like to throw in every now and then about the Taco Cabana off of I-20 and Main Street in that area. It is closed. We do not know what's going in its place as of yet. I have seen the for lease signs out on that one and the building next to it. So we're kind of excited to see what might come in. But a lot of the buildings in town are not owned by the city. They are private. So we don't know what's going in there or who's looking at them until they apply for permits or until they come in. Well, it's permits. It's either a change of occupancy or they come in to apply for a new build permit. So we do update you guys on what we know as we can release that information. And then there are other projects. I'll let you cover this one.
All right. Other projects going on around town along North and South Main streets, Palo Pinto Street and Fort Worth Highway. That's the corridor cleanup. This will focus primarily on rubbish and garbage, if I could talk, unlawful accumulation, high weeds, things of that nature, flags and banner signs, illegal temporary signs. I think illegal temporary signs are a big thing here in Weatherford. And really, I think people just don't know. A lot of times they put up a sign for a garage sale and they don't know that it's against city ordinance. So, code enforcement is trying to do an even better job to go out and clean up those corridors. And as you all know, which really isn't something we're covering this week, that we're working on South Main as well. That project's expected to continue through the rest of 2019 and continue to expand into 2020. So it's not going away. It'll just continue to grow.
Well, and really quick before you move on, it's not about, and because this is what we get all the time, it's about the city controlling. It's not. We're really trying to beautify the city. When studies have proven it over years that when cities and residents take pride in their city and it's beautiful, that it creates more of a strong community, which is what we are always pushing for. So that's kind of the whole goal, is to beautify and create that stronger community where everyone can take pride in every inch of our city. So that's why we're focusing on the main thoroughfares.
And one of the things that I've heard is like, well, the city's never enforced this in the past, and why is it happening now? Well, just because it hasn't been done doesn't mean it's right to keep not enforcing what the city ordinances are, which are made by elected officials that we all vote on, which is the public. The public runs for public office, and so keep in mind that we are working to continue to beautify the city of Weatherford, because it is a beautiful community, and just make sure that we're following those ordinances. So, anyways, kudos to code enforcement and Caleb Kittner over there in neighborhood services, and a whole bunch of others over there. All right. Oh.
Rumor control. No Bass Pro this time.
Bass Pro. I like how you chose that fancy Bass Pro over it. That's in Memphis, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
That was a quick Google search of their headquarters, and went to their headquarters, and it was on their main page. So I was like, done. Let's take it.
Let's take it. Let's use it.
Right.
All right. No Bass Pro. All right, current non-residential projects. This is just basically a map with dots or zones to show you non-residential or basically commercial projects happening around the city of Weatherford. And then we have residential projects, which you can see there's a lot more of going on across Weatherford. So lots of growth, lots of development. And remember, growth is a naturally occurring thing. So people are moving westward. We all know that. It's nothing new. Everyone who's been in Weatherford for, even the last 5 years, even the last 3 years, knows how much growth we've experienced because people are moving to the area, along with developers and commercial businesses wanting to come out here and be a part of our community. And with that,
we're done. Blake, what?
Let me back that up. I killed your exit.
You did. It was so cool too.
I need like a buffer slide so I know what's next.
Guys, I'll show him how to use PowerPoint. It'll be fine.
Hey, that's what I love about this show is it's not perfect. Because if it was perfect, it would just be scripted. That's no fun, We would get to answer questions from people, have a good time, right?
True.
All right, we're gonna try this again, okay? I don't see any questions. Do you? I think we've covered
them all. Continue to comment and ask questions, and we'll do what we normally do. We'll just try to go back and answer them.
All right. Stay safe. We'll see y'all next time.